If someone is blackmailing you, then they have more to be ashamed of than you yourself. So just go out there and speak your truth. There were a lot of topics that I was planning to take up for my upcoming videos, but I've actually decided to put all of them on hold and address the most worrisome trend noticed in this period of lockdown. The issue is more concerning than any of us can actually imagine. Cases of revenge porn being used as a method of blackmailing students have been reported by reputed schools all over India. And the fact that needs our immediate attention is that these cases are increasing dramatically. For those of you who do not know, revenge porn is the act of using and distributing sexually explicit images, videos, and data of a subject, mostly without their permission. More than the data that is circulated and the shame that is brought upon such a subject, what worries me more than anything else is that such data is used by perpetrators to blackmail their subjects and force them into doing more activities of similar nature, which makes this an endless cycle of torture for the victim. Most minors are careless about the data that they are sharing, as their entire focus is more on social approval than their own personal safety. Cases of cyberbullying and revenge porn have increased so much during this period that CBSE itself has gone to the extent of warning parents and guardians about their children becoming victims of it, and has also published a cyber safety booklet. As a teacher, I completely understand that we do need to hand over fancy devices to our children for their online classes, as their education cannot stop. But there is one thing that we simply cannot ignore, and that is there has to be a constant check on their online friendships, way more than we did before. In this video, I'm going to share the entire process and the circumstances that are forcing children into sharing such kind of data, and I will also talk about some measures that may save your child from becoming a victim of this. I have divided this video into 3 parts, where the first one is dedicated entirely to the parents so that they know how to handle such issues and how to talk to their children. The second one being dedicated entirely to students so that they know how to react when they are facing something similar to this nature, and the third one being a special message to the male students out there, as they should be completely aware of the consequences of such an action and how this can affect their lives permanently. Now, I know you may be a great parent, and I'm in no way questioning your parenting skills, but trust me, no matter how safe or friendly the home environment may be, teenagers tend to feel very uncomfortable in sharing details of their relationship or such issues with their parents, no matter what. Many students who are ending their relationships, especially those who are not doing it on good terms, are finding that their personal data, images, conversation, chat screenshot, picture shared, everything is getting circulated on the internet. And psychologists say that this is leading to the most concerning issues of depression and isolation amongst teenagers. Now, minute the circulation of such data comes to the notice of the victim, their first response is to do everything in their power to handle matters on their own so that their parents don't get to know about it, and this is only making matters worse. When such data and images go viral, victims are often bullied by their friends and peers, and their shame in confessing this issue makes them extremely lonely and without any support. Now, I know when I'm saying all this, the first reaction of any concerned parent would be that my child is very sensible and would never comply with such standards of relationship and would never send out such sensitive data. But I really want you to think very carefully about this. What you do not know is that when someone, especially a girl, refuses to participate in such an activity or comply with this kind of a horrible standard of dating, then words like behenji, uptight, fattu, and many other derogatory terms are used for her. More often than not, their partners even go to the extent of playing the emotional card and ask them to prove their loyalty and trust by doing such an act. Under such circumstances of emotional bullying, any naive person may feel compelled to send out such data. Most counselors have admitted that while teenagers are fully aware of the consequences of sexting, they still indulge in such an activity as they eventually succumb to peer pressure. So the first thing I have to tell all the parents out there is, no matter how awkward you think this conversation is going to be, it is important for you to go and talk to your child and warn them about this trend. You have to tell them that if at all they become a victim of any form of cyberbullying, you should be the first person they contact before taking any step further. And what I feel is the most important step out of everything is for you to win their trust and promise them that if at all they come to you with any such problem, you will be patient and you will not punish them in any way. I know that even the possibility of your child engaging in any such activity is going to make you furious, but I want you to take a second and remember your own teenage when even a small fight with your friend or a comment passed by a peer seemed like the end of the world. So try to be empathetic and imagine what would go on in the mind of a kid who's going through something like this. I am sure you're already aware of the boys' locker room incident, so I do not have to tell you or warn you about the degrading things that even minors are capable of. Now, I know at this point most of you must be thinking that this video is addressed especially to the parents of a girl child, but there I would like to correct you, as if you have a son, then you solely are responsible for his behavior. So again, you have to have that awkward conversation with your son and make them understand the importance of consent and respecting the privacy of a girl. You have to make them realize the consequences of such actions and also warn them that despite being minors, if the crime is heinous and if they are between the age of 16 to 18, then they may be tried as adults. There are serious laws that have been laid down in cases of cyberbullying, and if any boy indulges in any such activity, then the consequences may be permanent. Now that I've addressed the parents, I have 7 important things to say to the girls and boys out there. Number 1, the best way to avoid shit is to go through it and assume full responsibility for your actions. So if you are in trouble, do not be scared to mention it to your parents or to your teachers. I know you will be scared that they will scold you or punish you, but I want you to remember that no matter how grave the situation will be, your parents' first concern will always be your safety, and they are the ones who are going to handle this for good and make the problem go away. So I want you to remember that all you need to do to drive away your worst nightmare is just a little bit of courage. If someone is blackmailing you, then they have more to be ashamed of than you yourself. So just go out there and speak your truth. The second thing I want to tell you is the most obvious rule in the book. Under no circumstances should you share intimate data with anyone. And by anyone, I mean not even your girlfriends, not even your casual friends, nobody. Anything uploaded on the web or shared with someone stays there forever, so it is not worth the risk. Third, if anyone is asking you, compelling you, or even requesting you to indulge in any such kind of behavior where you have to send out personal data that you're not comfortable sharing with another person, then no matter how much you love them or care for them or want them to like you, you have to understand that this is not a behavior that you are bound to tolerate. The truth is, nobody who really cares about you is going to make such a demand. Now, in virtual spaces, which is how you're communicating these days, be very careful, and if you have to say a lot of things, avoid using too many texts or Zoom meetings, as they can be recorded easily. See, the rule is very simple. Before you send something to anyone, you have to ask yourself just one question. Would I be comfortable if this data goes out there in the public? And if the answer to the question is yes, only then should you continue sending it. Now, the fifth point is very important and I want you to listen to it carefully. There are many apps that promise you that these are private conversations and cannot be recorded, such as the private chat rooms on Telegram or the Snapchat stories, or sometimes even the messages that you send on Instagram feel very safe. But you have to remember there is always a way of recording these messages through another device or through screenshots or through other ways. While I understand that Telegram and other apps are safer than apps like WhatsApp, but then you cannot risk this, because if someone means harm and wants to humiliate you publicly, then that person is going to find a way. So the best thing to do is not engage in such activities in the first place. Now, the sixth point is for the boys out there. I know you are tempted to boast about your hot girlfriend in front of your friends and want to show off, but that does not mean you are going to make any such demand of her. I know you think that sharing one picture with one friend that you really trust is not going to be a big deal, but you cannot be too sure. And if at all this privacy is violated, you would be causing the most traumatic kind of emotional damage to your partner. Even if you or that friend sends out this data to just one more person, you have to realize that such a thing is going to spread like wildfire. Now, the next point is going to scare you, but I still want you to listen to it. If a girl is sending you such data, even if you're not making such a request from her and she's sending it through her own trust or her own will, you have to be as polite as you can, but you have to tell her to stop. The chances of this happening are unlikely, but I have read cases where this has happened, and that is, if at all tomorrow you end up offending her in any way, there is a slight chance that she may use all this data to play the victim card, and you will be trapped in something that you could never imagine. I know these cases are not that likely, but they have happened, and because of our history and past experiences, it is very natural that when something like this happens, the benefit of the doubt would go to the girl. See, you are legally liable for any data that is found on your phone, so why create problems for yourself? I'm going to end this video by saying that I know teenage love is beautiful and it makes you feel like no matter what you do makes sense, even if it is the most silly thing in the world. And I know this because we've all been there. I am not telling you to not acknowledge your feelings or deny them, but you have to not let your hormones control you entirely. Remember that any criminal offense that comes in the category of cyberbullying or any kind of activity that can be understood as an act of using revenge porn will make you liable of being penalized legally. So that's it for today. I end this tutorial with the hope that you will not let technology get the better of you and use it wisely to your advantage. Stay safe and be sensible.